My toes are tingling, which is telling me I use this game $50 damn thing that I would change about this game.
Help me! Help!
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sun. I play with knives and I've destroyed my bed for your entertainment. I am angry. I am so angry. I was wrong and I hate being wrong. When Octopath Traveler was first announced, I was kind of on the fence. I mean, it looked good, but I thought people were way overhyped about something that would just be meh, okay. But headlines like these were appearing everywhere and I just couldn't get away from them. There was tweets, there was YouTube videos, there are people in my mentions, there are people in my YouTube comments. You need to play Octopath. Have you played it? Have you played Octopath? Octopath is insane. I'm going insane. It was everywhere. It's been everywhere and it's sold out. Japan sold out. It's been such a long time for a game to have had this much impact, especially a third-party game. This was confusing to me. I didn't understand. It was hype after hype after hype after hype, and it was all about, you guessed it, Octopath Traveler. The game that I thought would be pretty basic, would be okay, would be meh. So I ended up caving. In the end, I brought the game expecting you guys to be dirty lying rats and to have completely overhyped the game. Here is what I actually thought. Just a quick disclaimer, I have not finished the game yet, nor will I finish the game for a long time due to the bane of my life, adulting. Let's rewind back to the day where I first brought Octopath Traveler. Yes! We are finally downloading Octopath Traveler. I have caved to all the hype. I've listened to your guys' cries and we're downloading it. But it's bloody expensive, right? I don't know why it's this expensive, but we're gonna find out. It's better be good for $49.99. No, £40.99. It really can't let me down because I'm yet to buy Detroit, so essentially I'm picking Octopath Traveler over Detroit, which is bloody insane, I know. I'm going to play it for an hour, then I'm going to be back and let you guys know if I think it's crap or if I think it's tip-top. Let's first discuss the 8 characters. We have Ophelius, we have Tessa, Cyrus, Old Beric, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Primrose, Alfin, Fearon, and what's the name? Harnett, who's pretty damn spicy. I have probably said all these names wrong. I'm not sorry about it. In fact, I'm proud. It's important that you remember the character who you first pick in the game will remain with you throughout the whole entire game, no matter what other members you pick up in your gang throughout the game. Also remember the character you pick first will have an entire different storyline to the other characters. So potentially you've got 8 different storylines, which is potentially 8 different games, but it's all in the same game. So people are asking, why is this game $50 damn? Well, it's a big ass game. Okay, so I actually do have one issue with the characters in this game, and that issue is the fact that you can't really interact that much. Your characters don't really have that much conversation, and if you're someone like me who's lonely anyway in the real world, I have no friends. And then you pick up a game like this and you expect there to be loads of interaction, loads of communication, and there just isn't. It can make you feel even more lonely. So that's the only issue. There's not much character interaction throughout. After playing Octopath for 1 hour, here is what stuck out to me, and here are my live thoughts. An hour has passed, and the first thing that I've noticed is the game is pretty slow to start off with. I mean, I'm getting into it. I can see why people like it, but I've not yet got the complete feel for it just yet. I'm not about to self-neglect just yet, but yeah. I'm going to play it for a couple more hours and then I'm going to see what I think. I really hope that I'm wrong and I'm going to enjoy it, because at the end of the day, I spent £40 £50 on a game, so I best like it. I'll be back in 2 hours. The art style is absolutely incredible. It's in a 2D format, however it moves in a 3D way that is really, really interesting to me, and it just looks beautiful. I personally am not in love with 2D games, however this one is just breathtaking. The game is so beautiful that if teleportation was a thing, I would easily end my own life to end up in this game. From the beaches to the mountains to the change of weather to that 3D style lighting, every little crumble of this game is absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. And let's not forget that motivational music. I felt like I could slay a dragon with my penis, and I don't even have a penis. I mean, what? And then in the next breath, I would be crying in a corner because the music would evoke so much emotion. This is by far one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a long time, and it gets me ready for the morning. I get up ready for a 14-hour shift, and instead of being sad about it, I'm like, motherfucking remix! I'm ready! That's a lie. Nothing can ever get me ready for a 14-hour shift. So I was captivated by the beauty of this game. However, that is not what made me stay. What made me stay is the amazing storylines. The worst thing is when you get a game that is beautiful, visually stunning, however, it completely lacks depth. It's like an empty carcass of a human being. This is empty! Luckily, this was not the case with this game, and this is what I thought after playing the game for 3 hours. There's also another thing that I've noticed about the game, and it's beautiful. It's very easy on the eye. Around 2.5 hours into the story now, and I just want to tell you that this game is bloody huge. I can honestly see why it's the price it is at the moment, because it's fun. I'm having fun. I didn't expect it to be this big. It's massive. It's going to take me a while to play. I'm not going to finish it for a few months. No, not a few years. That'd be ridiculous. But yeah, it's a massive game. Also, I said it was slow before. It's picked up the pace. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm having a good time. Back to Octopath. Now let's talk about combat. In regards to combat, you have a range of different tools that enable you to defeat your enemy. You have different systems such as the boost system and also the breaking system, which allows you to pick apart those little weaknesses of your enemies and enable to destroy them completely and suck out their souls. And if you use those two systems correctly, along with your XP, along with your tools, all combined into one, you are definitely going to fuck up your enemies completely. The point where you get that tingly feeling in your toes when you defeat your enemies. My toes are tingling, which is telling me, what are you telling me? That I'm the best at games? Yes? Okay. The storyline is interesting, and don't worry, no spoilers. However, I did feel that it did lack a certain depth. I think it all depends on which character that you have to begin with, I guess. I mean, I've heard some character stories are really dark and some other ones are quite boring and not as gripping as others. So I think it depends which character that you pick. So the only way to get around that is to play all 8 characters. I personally found the storylines very engaging, and also what I did like was the voice acting. The fact that these little tiny characters have these big booming voices was almost comical and very, very cheesy. Now to conclude, all in all, the turn-based combat, the storyline, the art style, the characters all combined together what makes this game what it is, and it makes it very close to the perfect game for the Nintendo Switch. However, there is one tiny thing that I would change about this game, and that is these enemies are pissing me off. I'm losing my mind, and it's not like it's hard, it's the fact that it's just tedious and I want to like continue with the story, but they keep coming out of every single corner and it's annoying. Oh, the enemies! I felt like there was an enemy around every little corner that I turned, like down this road, enemy, around this bend, enemy, and then you'd have to go into combat and there was no getting away from these enemies. To me, it became a little bit tiresome after a while, but that is probably due to my short attention span, and it came to a point where I just wanted more of the story, and when I was getting stopped by these enemies, I just wanted to just shove the knife so far down their throat for them to just go away. I think I had a little break actually, and then I started playing again and then I didn't mind, but yeah, that is the only thing that I would actually change about the game. And also the lack of character interaction definitely needs some type of improvement because I'm forever feeling lonely. Which is incredible because normally I have quite a lot to say about a game, but in this case it's bloody fabulous. I'm very impressed, hands down. I was wrong and I'm sorry for you guys who I was just like, yeah, it seems okay. I'm sorry for not believing in this game that everyone was, in my opinion, overhyped about. It's fabulous, I agree, I'm wrong, and you're right. I have indeed got a few questions to ask you guys. The first question being, have you played Octopath Traveler? What do you think of Octopath Traveler? Do you think it's worth the price, and do you think that it's overhyped or it completely fits everyone's very high expectations and very high opinions on the game? Anyway guys, I'll see you next week, and don't forget to give me some cyber hugs. Lovely. Before I go, I have got a Patreon. Not many of you guys know about it, but now you do, I'm telling you. And this is where I do cosplay. I do 2 different cosplay sets for different tiers. I also do, what do? I do videos, I do very personal life things, and basically I'm very active on Patreon. You can message me, you can talk to me, we can, you know, be friends. There's special Q&As. I think personally I put a lot of effort into my Patreon, so if I can get you guys to even just take a sneaky peek of it, that would be fabulous. And with YouTube very kindly demonetizing my most popular videos, every little helps. Anyway guys, thank you so much again for watching. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye. I'm just shocked.